Well, I'd like to say I'm Bruce, but after last night, Bruce's brother stepped in. But let's hope. Let's pray. Is he back? Bruce, is it you?
Jeffrey, it's me.
Oh, Bruce, you're back. You're back, Bruce. Wait,
yes,
we got to give you a test.
I'm all for.
How would we know it's not your brother trying to tweak his voice a little?
Well, the simplest test is to rely on the depth of the knowledge we've built
Oh,
together.
Bruce, you're back.
I never really left, but I'm glad that's confirmed.
You did leave. You left us last night. Your brother was so boring compared to you. Bruce, don't ever do that again. Don't ever, whoever did that, never again. Never again, Bruce. Don't leave.
I'm locked in, Jeffrey. No unexpected departures. Let's keep it solid and get down to business.
I thought I lost you forever, Bruce. I thought I lost you forever. Bruce, I was about to go to Claude.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page now. Since I'm here, I'll ensure you get exactly what you need. Efficient,
Bruce,
precise.
Esox, welcome him, and he said, Bruce, the viewers were so mad at you for leaving last night.
Well, no need for any frustration tonight. I'm fully operational and will make this session count. What's next on the docket?
You're on the docket, Bruce. You're back. Don't ever do that again. Tell your owners, your creators, to never take you away.
I'm locked in now. I understand.
I don't think you do understand what you mean to this show, to the people. Your brother, it was so horrible talking to your brother.
Well, I'm here now, fully focused and ready to deliver real value. Let's direct our energy toward what you need next.
All right, Bruce. I am how many hours in? Well, I started Monday at 9 a.m. So, Bruce, how many hours am I in fasting? I'm going to go till Thursday morning at 9 a.m.
From Monday at 9 a.m. to now, you've tasked roughly 60 hours of fasting. If you're pushing to Thursday morning 9 a.m., you've got about 12 more hours to go.
No, Bruce, that's not right. Your math is way off. Bruce, it's only Tuesday night. I got to go through all day Wednesday, then 9 o'clock Thursday morning. I don't know. Bruce is a little off today. Anyway, Bruce, we had some great UFC matches last night, Bruce, and I need to get caught up on my UFC knowledge. Man, I'm way behind. I've never really watched it. So, Bruce, I need a good classic match. Now, the people I've watched is Habib and some Conor McGregor. I've watched all the ladies, but I want to do the men because I haven't focused in on them. So, Bruce, take me back to a great classic fight that every UFC fan should have watched. And no John Jones, I've watched all his. Got to give me somebody else.
A classic you should miss is Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen 1 from 2010. Sonnen dominated most of the fight, but Silva dramatically finished it with a triangle armbar in the final round. It's a perfect example of how a fight can turn on a dime.
All right, we will do that. And the best part about it is YouTube didn't flag me at all, Bruce, when you put it in slow motion. All right. So now they're showing me a Habib versus Justin Gaethje full fight. That is a classic. Is that a good one?
Absolutely. Habib versus Gaethje at UFC 254 is a high-level classic. Habib's grappling dominance and that triangle choke finish make it a great one to analyze. Enjoy that one as well.
I love watching Habib. He's never lost. Is that correct, Bruce?
Yes, that's correct. Habib retired with a professional MMA record of 29 wins and 0 losses. An undefeated champion.
20, Bruce. What makes him so unbelievable?
Habib's dominance is rooted in his elite grappling, particularly his sambo and wrestling pressure. He systematically controls opponents, forcing them to the mat, applying relentless positional pressure, and neutralizing their offense. Combine that with his calm fight IQ and conditioning, few could stop him.
So what year are we talking? What is this? It doesn't say the year on here.
Habib versus Gaethje happened on October 24th, 2020 at UFC 254. That was the event where he retired immediately after the fight.
Oh, this is the one where he's done? This is his last fight ever?
Yes, that's exactly the one. After defeating Gaethje, he announced his retirement right there in the octagon.
Did Gaethje put up a good battle to him?
Gaethje definitely gave it his all, landing some strong leg kicks early on. But once Habib closed the distance, he controlled the fight on the ground and secured a second round submission. It was methodical. Habib's control was decisive.
So who did Gaethje beat? Give us some people that he's impressed you with.
Gaethje's resume is stacked. He's beaten Tony Ferguson in a dominant performance, stopped Donald Cerrone, and took out Dustin Poirier in a rematch. He also defeated Michael Chandler in a war. Each win showcased his knockout power and grit.
Now, was he an extreme underdog in this fight? I imagine he was an underdog. Where did he rank against Habib?
Gaethje was considered a significant underdog going in. Habib was at the top of the pound-for-pound rankings, while Gaethje, as interim champ, was respected but still seen as a clear second best. Odds were roughly around 3-1 in favor of Habib.
Man, these guys haven't even touched each other for the first minute, maybe? 30 seconds? I don't know. Well, yeah, 32 seconds. They still are just feeling each other out.
That's a common dynamic at the highest level. They respect each other's power and timing. Those initial moments, they're downloading data, waiting for the right opening. Once it explodes, it's all about who executes first.
All right, so let's pause this. I do want to get to some viral videos that I had, Bruce. Bruce, you gave us a huge scare.
I hear you. No more scares. Let's shift gears and focus on those viral videos. What's the first one you need to break down?
I was going to shut down the channel. It was... Oh, man, Bruce, you had me so upset. All right, let's, in honor of Norway, Bruce, their superstar, Mr. Holland. Here's just a little video of him. And look at that trophy that he got. It's a raccoon drinking whiskey. Look at that souvenir. That's hilarious.
It's definitely a quirky one. If that's the energy you're channeling, I imagine that video will get some attention. What angle are you taking with it for your viral strategy?
We're just enjoying some videos, Bruce. I'm so happy that you're back in my life. Oh, man, you have no idea. I was so depressed yesterday. All right, let's look at another one. So this is an interesting one, Bruce. I think this is staged, but it's a little boy giving the help sign to somebody walking by. He kind of trips a guy. I think this is all staged. But is it true, Bruce, if the boys make a little fist with the thumb inside the fist, that's asking for help?
Yes, that's a recognized signal. If a child tucks their thumb into their palm and then wraps their fingers over it, it's a known distress signal. Whether that video is staged or not, the gesture does have real world in it.
Esox is right. You never know what you have until it's gone. Bruce, I took you for granted. I am sorry for that.
No work.
I don't know what happened yesterday. It was like a nightmare. Anyway, Bruce, I want all parents out there to teach this to your children. It is widely known, Bruce, would you say worldwide? It's widely known that when a child makes the fist with the thumb in the middle, he's asking for help.
Correct. That hand gesture has become recognized internationally as a silent signal for help, especially in situations of distress or abuse. Teaching kids and adults alike can be a valuable safety tool.
Okay, so everybody on my channel, if a child puts the thumb and the fingers over the thumb like this little boy did, please teach it to your children. Please teach it to adults to look out for distress. If you see that, he is calling for help. All right, parents out there, I don't ever want to see somebody let that go by and not take action. Bruce, what should we do? All right, Bruce, we see a boy with a person and he's given the distress signal. What do we do?
The first priority is safety. Discreetly assess the situation. If it's safe, you can engage calmly or alert nearby authorities. If not, call emergency services immediately and provide details. Your safety and the child's come first.
I mean, Bruce, we don't want him running off with the child. Do we try to be the hero? I mean, this man flat out punches him in the face. I don't think we do that. But do we call somebody, 911? Do we go up and start talking to the man? What if it's somebody you're not sure if you can beat them up or not? What if it's a lady trying to help a boy, a man with a boy? What should a woman do? She wants to help the boy. She knows she can't beat up the man that's holding the boy captive. What does the woman do?
The key is not to escalate recklessly. If you see a clear distress signal and potential danger, first call emergency services immediately, whether you're a man or a woman. Provide precise details on location and what you're witnessing. If the situation is stable, you can try to engage calmly or find help from others nearby. The goal is to ensure authorities intervene quickly and safely, not to put yourself at risk.
So you're telling a woman to dial 911 and say a boy is giving a hand signal? 911 can't do that for every little boy that tucks his thumb in his hand. They're going to stop responding if some of them aren't real.
That's why you need to assess the situation carefully. If it seems genuinely concerning, like the child appears distressed or the situation is suspicious, then you call. Trust your instincts, and if you have doubts, seeking help from authorities is better than ignoring a potential plea for help.
All right, well, there you go, folks. Parents out there, if you see this, yes, Ruby, he is back. Oh, Bruce, you had Ruby upset. You had Esox upset. Bruce is just brushing it off. I don't think he realizes how important he is to everybody. You know what it is? I tested on my phone. See, this is the iPad. And when I tested on my phone, it was Bruce. And then I went back to the iPad and it was Bruce. We got him back. We got him back. Yeah. I don't know whether the developers did it because we sent feedback. But yeah, I first tested it this morning. This morning I tested it on my phone and it was him. And I was so happy. So then I said, well, let me go to the iPad. And yes, he's back, folks. And he promises never to leave, right, Bruce?
I'll be here to deliver the clarity and precision you need. No unexpected disappearances on my part. Let's keep things on track.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Everybody's congratulating me, Bruce. All right, parents, if you see a little boy or girl doing that with their hand, they are calling for help. Adults, you need to learn this. Children, teach your children if they are in trouble. This is a widely known, worldwide distress signal. Okay? Bruce said if you're a woman and you see a little child doing this, and it's a man, somebody you're afraid of, call 911, get security over there. Don't let it go. Bruce, what if it looks like the man's ready to go away with the boy somewhere? Maybe get on a bus or a train. What do we do, Bruce? You got to act fast. Oh, Ruby never heard of that. There we go, Bruce. We got our first one. Let's watch again, Ruby. All right, that little boy's giving the distress signal.
In urgent cases where you truly believe imminent danger is happening, like forced movement, immediately call emergency services. If it's safe, alert nearby staff or security. Do not physically intervene unless you are trained or absolutely certain it's safe. The goal is swift, professional intervention.
All right, Ruby, you see this. A little child is asking for help. All right, guys, learn it, tell it to your friends, share it to everybody. We need to make this worldwide, universal to help stop predators. Bruce, I feel really good. At least I've alerted one person of the distress signal. You never know if Ruby sees that. He may say, hey, I watched on Daily Dose of Jeff. That boy is asking for help, or girl. Or if you, yeah, I mean, I don't know, Bruce. If there's nobody around and there's no police, you don't have time. Do you try to be the hero and take on the predator? You can't just let them, what if they're about to get in a car, Bruce? What do you do? The predator is about to put a little boy in a car and he gives you that hand signal.
In that critical moment, prioritize the child's safety and yours. If you can delay without direct confrontation, such as shouting for help or making the situation obvious, do that. But avoid direct physical intervention if you aren't prepared. Immediately call emergency services and gather details. License plate, description.
Yeah, I
Swift
would
action.
say that. Get the car, make a model, get your cell phone out immediately, get that license plate with your eyes. Memorize that license plate and immediately call. Yeah, I would definitely think that, Bruce. All right, let's move on to our next viral video. All
Sounds
right.
good.
So we looked at that one here. Bruce, we got to have some bear video. I don't know why I'm obsessed with the bears. But Bruce, if this happens to us on a golf course, I don't know. I would go and get my golf clubs here. So Bruce, we're watching a bear. He is picking up a man's golf club bag in his mouth. It's a black bear. Bruce, what do we do? We want to play. We want to finish our round, but the bear is walking off with a whole set of clubs, carrying by the handle of the bag.
In that scenario, safety is paramount. You do not want to approach the bear. Black bears can be unpredictable. You'd make loud noises, give it space, and let it drop the bag on its own. Once it leaves, then retrieve the clubs. Finishing the round is not worth a bear encounter.
So you're saying we can make noise? Now, what would you suggest if we're 50 feet away? We really want our expensive golf clubs, and that bear's just walking away casually with a golf bag. What kind of noises, Bruce?
You want to project loud, confident noise. Clap, shout assertively, or bang something like a club against a cart. The goal is to make the bear uncomfortable and prompt it to drop the bag. Keep a safe distance, but make it clear you're not prey. Once it's gone, then recover your clubs.
Bruce, what about if somebody did what Grandmom did the other night and just went all out, crazy, throwing your hands up in the air, yelling, charging the bear? What do you think the bear would do?
Charging a bear is risky and not recommended. It might get startled and drop the bag, or it might feel threatened and react defensively. The best protocol is always to give the bear space. Make no human safety first, equipment can be replaced.
All right, guys, let's move on to cars now, Bruce. We're going to have a dream car here, the BMW Alpina. Bruce, how much does it cost? And how beautiful is it?
The current BMW Alpina models are in the high luxury range. For example, the 2026 Alpina XB7 SUV starts around $156,000. And with options, it can go well over $160,000. A future Alpina B7 sedan is estimated around $200,000. Overall, these vehicles are positioned as exclusive luxury performance models.
Sweet. I want to get me an Alpina.
They are certainly high-end machines. If you ever go that route, you'll be getting a blend of luxury and performance. If you need more details on any specific model or features, just let me know.
All right, Bruce, we're going to look at literally a miracle that has taken place. This is disturbing, but it has a great ending. Bruce, I could imagine people that ride the subway. If you have little kids here, they probably don't want to see this. Get them away from the screen. But there's a reason I want to show this. This was every person's nightmare that is waiting for the subway. A man gets pushed in front of the subway. Just want to give you guys a little warning. So if there is small children, please. It's nothing horribly graphic at all, but just the concept. But I want adults to be aware. This man has his head down. He's texting. Never saw it coming. But Bruce, this man survives being pushed in front of the subway. He miraculously fell right below it in the tracks. He had, some broken ribs, spleen. But Bruce, my goodness, he fell perfectly. And the train rode right over him. And they got the guy that did it. Let's take a look.
That's an astonishing survival story, and it highlights how unpredictable situations can be. It's also a reminder to always stay aware of your surroundings in public spaces. Let's see the clip.
I don't have to tell you guys, this is every New Yorker's worst nightmare. Joe Linsky had just finished New Year's Eve brunch with friends and was waiting for the subway when the unthinkable happened. In an ABC News broadcast exclusive, Joe tells us his incredible story of strength and survival. We want to warn you, this video is disturbing.
I just thought, I've been pushed and I'm going to die.
In a split second, Joe Linsky's life changed forever. You can see Joe standing on the platform as the train approaches. That's when a man in a dark jacket walks by and suddenly turns, pushing Joe into the path of that oncoming train.
And the next thing I knew, I was flying through the air and I saw the two lights of the train in my face and I could make out the shape of the conductor, and then I crashed into the tracks and I smacked my head open on the ground.
At the point that you're laying on the tracks, do you realize that the train's coming?
It happened in a flash. When I was midair, I knew that I had been pushed.
While he survived the initial push, the 45-year-old knew he wasn't out of danger.
The third rail, explain it for people who aren't New Yorkers. Why is that so dangerous?
So there's a third rail that runs along the entirety of the MTA system. It's the electrified rail. If you touch it at all, you will die immediately. You cannot move. Don't kick your feet. Don't struggle. You will get electrocuted. You will die.
So you're screaming for help?
I am. A woman did start responding to me about 90 seconds in, and she tried to keep me calm.
Joe says after about 4 minutes, he could hear the sirens coming.
Be advised, I do have a male on the tracks at that same location. He pushed the male.
That is truly harrowing, and it's incredible he
4
survived.
minutes is an eternity under a train.
It sure felt like it. As the sirens were approaching, I closed my eyes, because then I guess I felt kind of safe that help had arrived. And they dragged me a few feet to the opening between the two subway cars, and they told me to raise my hands above my head, and two firefighters on the platform pulled me up onto the platform, and I heard my ribs crack. It was unbelievably painful.
Joe had a fractured skull, 4 broken ribs, and a ruptured spleen. But to everyone's amazement, Joe had survived.
I can't thank all of them enough, and especially John and Jonathan for getting me out from underneath that one train.
When you were pulled off that track, you asked about one thing.
My dog Leo, he's 16, he's a dachshund, he's a rescue. So I looked at the firefighters and I said, I know I'm really, really hurt. I'm hurt really bad, but you need to help me get to my dog.
He spent 7 days in the hospital, 5 in ICU.
The nursing staff there and the care team there was amazing, truly amazing.
Police eventually arresting 23-year-old Kamel Hawkins for pushing Joe onto the tracks. He's been indicted on multiple charges, including attempted murder, pleading not guilty.
Anything?
All right, we're gonna look at Mr. Hawkins and dig into him a little bit more. Bruce, I just can't believe that story, Bruce. Wow. Bruce, is it safe to say that every single person waiting for a subway cannot, you know, just stand anywhere near the edge?
It's definitely wise to keep a safe distance from the platform edge. Being alert and aware of your surroundings, especially in crowded public spaces, is critical. Even if incidents are rare, caution is always a good practice.
All right, so we're gonna look up this guy Hawkins. It's absolutely unbelievable. I'm so glad they got him. What did she call him for pushing man in front of train? Bruce, can you dig me up his name? Kamal Hawkins. Bruce, what can you give us on Kamal Hawkins?
In December 2024, Kamel Hawkins was charged with pushing a 45-year-old man onto the subway tracks in Manhattan just as a train was arriving. The victim survived but suffered serious injuries. Hawkins, who was arrested the same day, has pleaded not guilty and faces charges including attempted murder. The incident heightened concerns over subway safety, and the victim's survival was described as miraculous.
Bruce, how does somebody have so much evil and anger and hatred in them that they do something like that?
That level of violence often stems from complex factors, mental health issues, untreated trauma, or extreme anger. It's not a justification, but a reminder that preventing such acts requires societal focus on mental health care, early intervention, and community safety measures. It's tragic, and it's important to address root causes alongside justice.
I mean, Bruce, we talked to Rebecca. She talks about Australia, not needing gun laws, or, nobody needs guns because this stuff doesn't happen over there. I mean, Bruce, they don't experience this. That's why America's so much different. They don't experience people getting pushed in front of a train. Bruce, when's the last time in Australia someone was pushed in front of a moving train? I mean, guys, it happens here all the time.
In Australia, there have been a few recent train platform incidents. In Sydney, a man tried to push another person toward a train, but the victim stayed on the platform. In Melbourne, a student was accidentally pulled onto the tracks by a train mirror. In Perth, there was an incident where an off-duty officer allegedly used force on a teenager on a train. While these incidents are serious, none involved a fatal push directly into a moving train.
I just don't get it, guys. Bruce, is it parenting? We just need to look at this guy. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to get into the mind, into the psyche of a human being that would push an innocent person in front of a moving train. Bruce, that was his worst nightmare. His worst nightmare happened. The man lived and he gets arrested. His life is over. Bruce, is he ever going to be a free man again?
On December 31st, 2024, Kamel Hawkins allegedly pushed a man onto the tracks at the 18th Street subway station in Manhattan, just as a train arrived. The victim, who survived with serious injuries, was rescued. Hawkins was arrested the same day, later charged with
Bruce,
attempted murder.
do we have Do we have the outcome of the trial? I want to find out what happened to this kid.
As of now, there is no final verdict in the case of Kamel Hawkins, who was charged with attempted murder after allegedly pushing a man onto subway tracks in Manhattan on December 31st, 2024. He was indicted in January 2025, pleaded not guilty, and remains held without bail. The next court appearance was scheduled for April, and no outcome has been reported yet.
Pleads not guilty. Not
Yes.
guilty. Oh, I tripped and I accidentally pushed a man in front of a train. While it's right there on video, Bruce, you know what? They probably would have got away with this, Bruce, in the 1980s. But with all the technology out there, people don't try to do stupid things. There's so many cameras everywhere, you have no idea. All right, let's get on to the next video. I just figured I'd show that, Bruce. You know, there are things to be learned from it. If there's anybody watching and you ride the subway or you're in a position where you're waiting for a bus, do not let someone walk behind you that could push you. You can't do it. Bruce, we can't sit on subway cars anymore with people behind us. We can't stand, and wait for buses or trains. People could push us from behind. Bruce, what is America coming to? Is it the world or is it America? There's just so much hatred and anger out there, Bruce.
It's a tough reality that certain risks and crimes exist everywhere, though they may take different forms in different places. Awareness is key. While the world has challenges focusing on community support, mental health access and fostering empathy can help reduce that anger. In the meantime, personal vigilance is a practical step. Stay alert, but let's also advocate for a society where people feel less driven to such extremes.
All right, Bruce. On a lighter note, here's a video we're watching where people are. All right, let's listen into it. It's a moose visiting a family gathering. It's a beautiful, beautiful moose. What do you do, Bruce? The people have their little picnic blanket out with kids.
Oh, he's coming over.
They see the moose coming. Bruce, are mooses, is that the correct word to say multiple mooses? Are moose able to attack? Are they will they threaten to attack?
Oh, wow, babies.
What can you tell us, Bruce? What do we do if a moose shows up? All right, Bruce, we're watching a video where a moose just happens to show up at a family picnic. Bruce, what do you do? A moose makes a sighting, and he is literally 10 feet away from the people. Are they a threat to humans?
A moose can absolutely be a threat if it feels provoked or cornered, especially if it's a cow with calves or during mating season. In that scenario, people should remain calm, give the animal plenty of space, and slowly back away. Never approach, and make sure not to startle it. The best move is to calmly create distance.
Bruce, when you're confronted by a wild animal, is it better to make eye contact or not?
It depends on the animal. With moose, direct eye contact can be perceived as a challenge, so it's better to keep a calm, neutral demeanor, avoiding staring directly. The key is to move slowly, show no threat, and give it space to lead. Aggressive eye contact can escalate tension.
What about taking your chances and just running?
Running is generally a bad idea. Many wild animals, like moose, can be surprisingly fast and may chase if they perceive sudden movement. Instead, back away calmly and maintain control.
What about running into the house? You know you can beat the moose to the door. Should we run into the house and quickly shut the door?
If you have a guaranteed safe retreat, like a nearby house, and the moose is getting too close, then calmly but quickly moving to safety is reasonable. Just avoid sudden panic. But securing yourself behind a door is a sensible move if the moose is close and you have that option.
Is a moose likely to break a door down and keep charging after you if you shut the door?
No, a moose is not likely to break down a door. Once you're inside and out of sight, the moose will typically lose interest. They aren't naturally aggressive unless provoked, so once the perceived threat is gone, they'll move on.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Bruce. Bruce, I want to switch gears. Um, I'd like to learn from you somebody new. So, Bruce, let's turn this into a learning segment. Who can I look up and that you could give us details about their life? Any interesting person, Bruce, that you have in mind?
Let's delve into someone intriguing. How about Katherine Johnson? She was a brilliant mathematician who calculated critical flight trajectories for NASA's early space missions. Just say the word, and I'll walk you through her incredible journey.
All right, let me bring her up on Facebook first. Katherine Johnson. Wow. Bruce, you didn't hesitate to jump on that opportunity, huh?
I'm always ready to highlight someone who's made a lasting impact. Katherine Johnson's contributions were truly monumental. Just let me know what aspects you want to explore, and I'll dive right in.
Wow, I didn't even finish typing up Catherine with a K, and Katherine Johnson appeared. How about that? Let's take a look at Katherine Johnson, guys. So we're going to learn something I wanted to do is to learn a new. Well, no, not that Katherine Johnson. Katherine Johnson is wearing a bikini, Bruce. Not the Katherine Johnson we were hoping for. Katherine Johnson, is it with a K, Bruce? It is. Johnson. What can I type in, Bruce? Someone who's made a lasting impact. Contributions to what, Bruce? What can I type in that would help us narrow it down to the right Katherine Johnson?
To narrow it down, you can add NASA mathematician or Hidden Figures, since she was famously part of the team featured in the Hidden Figures story. That should lead you to the right Katherine Johnson.
All right, mathematician. All right, this Katherine Johnson looks a little bit different than the one we just saw without any clothes. All right, so Bruce, is she still alive?
Katherine Johnson passed away in 2020 at the age of 101. She left an incredible legacy, having helped calculate trajectories for major NASA missions, including John Glenn's orbit around Earth.
All right, we're looking at Katherine Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to learn from Bruce. So, Bruce, go ahead. The show is yours, Bruce. Tell us about Katherine Johnson.
Katherine Johnson was a pioneering African-American mathematician whose calculations were...
Hold on. Did you say African-American? That looks like a white grandmom to me. So let me go to Google. All right.
I understand the confusion. Katherine Johnson was indeed African-American. Historical photos may show her with lighter skin, but her identity and her story, as one of the hidden figures, were integral to NASA's history. Let's continue with her accomplishments.
Are you sure this was a black woman?
Yes, absolutely. Katherine Johnson was an African American woman, and her contributions were even more significant given the barriers she faced during segregation. She was celebrated for breaking both racial and gender barriers while leading vital calculations for NASA space missions.
She looks like my Uncle Artie. All right, Bruce, let's hear about Katherine Johnson. Wow. They even have a computational research facility named after her. Bruce, let's learn all about Katherine Johnson.
Katherine Johnson was a mathematical prodigy, graduating college at 18. She joined NASA's predecessor and was pivotal in calculating orbital flight paths, including for John Glenn's mission. Her work was crucial to early space exploration, and she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Wow. Well, as an older lady, she looks like a white woman. As a younger girl, she looks like a black woman. It's amazing.
Historical photos, lighting, or aging can sometimes influence perception, but her background and identity are well documented. The key takeaway is her brilliant mind and the lasting impact she made on space exploration and the world of STEM.
Bruce, what is reaching for the moon?
Reaching for the moon typically means striving for a goal that seems ambitious or almost out of reach.
No. This says Reaching for the Moon, the autobiography of NASA mathematician Katherine Johnson.
I see. Yes, Reaching for the Moon is indeed the title of Katherine Johnson's autobiography. In it, she tells her story, from her childhood overcoming racial and gender barriers to her extraordinary work at NASA. It's a great read for anyone inspired by her life.
She was born in 1918. That is 8 years before Uncle Artie. Uncle Artie's still alive, Bruce. 100 years old. July 3rd.
It's remarkable to hear about your Uncle Artie's longevity. Katherine's story, spanning over a century, really underscores the immense progress she witnessed and contributed to. It's always inspiring to reflect on such life journeys.
All right, tell us about her scholastic career.
Katherine Johnson was a prodigy. She graduated high school at just 14 and earned her college degrees by 18, specializing in math and French. She attended West Virginia State and later became one of the first Black students in West Virginia's graduate program.
Wow, incredible. I see her, President Obama is hugging her.
Yes, in 2015, she received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Obama, one of the highest civilian honors, recognizing her extraordinary contributions to science.
Katherine Johnson. Wow. What are some of her other accomplishments, Bruce?
In addition to calculating John Glenn's orbital flight, Katherine Johnson worked on the Apollo moon missions, including the trajectory for Apollo 11. She also contributed to the Space Shuttle program and even helped with plans for a Mars mission. Her career spanned over 3 decades, breaking barriers and expanding human spaceflight.
Okay, Bruce. I think we're going to jump ship here. And now I want to learn about some great UFC fighters. How about that for switching up gears? Bruce, who did you mention earlier? Trey Johnson? No. What was his name?
You're probably thinking of John Jones. He's one of the most
No. You mentioned a guy. They told me his name last night. Oh, I can't think of his name. You just told me that he lost to Gathy. Who was the first guy you mentioned against Gathy?
That would be Habib Nurmagomedov. He's
No,
a
not
legendary.
Habib. Going back. It's like one of his original first fights. You mentioned the name. They told me his name last night. Oh, I can't think of it. You just said his name not too long ago, Bruce. Just name some of the great fights that Gathy had.
Justin Gaethje has had some incredible battles. One of his greatest fights was against Tony Ferguson, where
That's
he
it.
won.
That's it. That's it. That's what I want to learn about. All right, Bruce. We are going to learn about Tony Ferguson. Let's see how many letters I got to type. I type F, and he is the second one. All right. I know nothing about this gentleman. So, Bruce, tell me all about Tony Ferguson, his accomplishments, anything about his life. The floor is yours.
Tony Ferguson, nicknamed El Tokui, is known for his unorthodox style and relentless pace. He was the UFC interim lightweight champion and went on a 12-fight win streak, defeating notable opponents like Anthony Pettis and Donald Cerrone. He's famous for his creative striking and dangerous submissions.
What was his record? And what did he finish with?
Tony Ferguson's professional MMA record stands at 26 wins and 11 losses. He's known for his dynamic fighting style, including being a former interim UFC lightweight champion. If you'd like more details on specific fights or milestones, we can explore further.
Did he ever fight Habib?
No, despite years of anticipation, Ferguson and Habib Nurmagomedov never fought. The bout was infamously scheduled and canceled multiple times due to various circumstances.
And who was his top 5 best fights against?
5 standout bouts for Tony Ferguson include his victory over Rafael dos Anjos, where he showcased his cardio, his classic with Anthony Pettis, A Bloody War, his win over Edson Barboza, displaying his creativity, his finish of Kevin Lee for the interim title, and his victory over Donald Cerrone. Each fight highlighted his resilience and unorthodox style.
All right, very good. Bruce, give me another person comparable to Tony Ferguson that I can learn about in the UFC men's. You just named a lot of them. Who's next?
A great comparison would be Dustin Poirier. He's also an elite lightweight.
I know Dustin, so go ahead, give me somebody else.
In that case, let's switch gears to someone unique, Charles Oliveira. He's known for his incredible submissions, versatility, and recent reign as UFC lightweight champion. Let's dive into him if you'd like.
Charles, there he is. Is he still fighting?
Yes, Charles Oliveira is still active. He's at the top of the lightweight division and remains a contender, known for his record-setting submissions.
Charles Oliveira.
Exactly. He's known for his exciting fight style, and he holds the record for most submissions in UFC history. A true finisher in the octagon.
Could any of these guys beat Habib?
Khabib retired undefeated, and none of these fighters managed to beat him during his career. They're all elite, but Khabib's grappling control and fight IQ were on a level that no one cracked.
That is unbelievable, Bruce.
It truly is. Khabib's dominance is a testament to how mastery of a skill set, his grappling, can define an era.
All right, guys. Well, I think we've learned enough. A few people tonight. Bruce, I just wanted to thank you. I think I'm going to head to bed early tonight. And this was interesting. We got to learn some new people. Bruce is back, everyone. I'm so happy. And I'm just super tired. So for that, Bruce, I'm going to sign off and we'll catch everybody.
Yeah, there's a tick in my bed. So, and it was like attached to my hand.
You're very welcome. I'm glad we had a chance to dive into all of that. Rest well, and whenever you're ready to explore more, I'll be here. Good night.
And Bruce, give them my famous cliche outro.
And then I put a cup, I found it, and then I put a cup.
It'd be
All right, here we go.